Does it ever happen to you that you finish a book and you want to read more about it, but you cannot because you just finished it and there are no more chapters or any other sequel? It happens to me often. That is why I am sitting here at 2 a.m. filming this video. Okay, one of such book is Twisted Games. And I always think about it because it is so heartwarming. It's one of my favorite. No one is going to question that because Mr. Rice Larson is amazing. But you do read about them in the next two books. But what if there was a secret chapter that the author never told us about? Sorry to inform you, there isn't one. But I was thinking, what if I asked Mr. ChatGPT to write one for us? A secret chapter. I was thinking, what if I gave it a prompt like, write a secret chapter of Twisted Games. Make it interesting, chaotic, and fun to read. It should be full of surprises. Let's see what we will let's see what we will get. Okay. I'm really interested in knowing what we are going to read, so stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, drum rolls please. We have the chapter. It is called The Royal Escape. Bridget had seen a lot in her life. Ballrooms dripping in chandeliers, secret meetings behind gilded doors, even a man throwing himself in front of a bullet for her. But nothing compared to this. She was currently hanging upside down from a chandelier in a stolen ball gown.
Yeah.
I really like how it's going. It's very fun. Okay. Oh, for the love of... Rice's voice cut through the chaos as he grabbed her by the waist and yanked her down like she weighed nothing. Also, I know it is not Rice, it's Reese Larson, but for me, he's my husband, Rice Larson, so I'll call him Mr. Rice Larson only, okay? The second her feet hit the marble floor, she spun around, breathless. I had that under control. Really? Because from where I was standing, you looked like a medieval bat. It's very hard to imagine the composed Bridget, like she is a queen of course, how composed she is and hanging upside down like a bat. I asked for chaos, so I don't mind it. Okay. She opened her mouth to retort, but then a loud crash slid through the ballroom as the double doors burst open. A pack of guards stormed in, followed by a very angry looking king. Bridget von Ashburg, her grandfather, bellowed. What is the meaning of this? Rice exhaled sharply. Fantastic. I'm really interested in knowing because how it's going to go since it's written 4 hours earlier, so we are getting a backstory of all this mayhem. Bridget should have known Rice's idea for one last wild night before officially taking the throne would be a disaster. She had expected something mildly illegal, maybe a fake identity, a few too many drinks, and an escape through a back alley. Not this. Not a high-stakes poker game against a Russian billionaire. Not winning a castle in Mondragon. This is the worst thing about books. I cannot pronounce names. I'm sorry, again. Not a high-stakes poker games against a Russian billionaire. Not winning a castle in Montenegro because Rice refused to lose to a guy who pronounces vodka with a W. Did I just do that? Vodka? I don't know. Sorry. And certainly not a high-speed chase through the streets of Eldora in a royal carriage with a stolen crown and a very angry bride to be in pursuit. To be fair, that part wasn't exactly their fault. I really like how this is going. I'm really interested in this. Okay. Bridget had just been admiring the extravagant, jewel-encrusted headpiece at a private pre-coronation gala. Then someone screamed. Then a fire alarm went off. Then somehow she and Rice ended up with the crown in their hand and the entire palace security force after them. In hindsight, maybe they should have just left through the back door instead of left. Rice barked. Bridget yanked the reins hard, and the carriage swerved dangerously, nearly toppling a fruit stand. Toppling a fruit stand, a very colourful string of courses erupted from the vendor as apple rained down onto the street. This feels very Disney, okay? Like Rapunzel just running through the market.
Who's that?
They don't like me.
Who's that?
It tastes so good to me.
You do realize I have a coronation in 6 hours, right? She hissed. Well, if we get caught, you might have an execution instead. A bullet whizzed past them, shattering a lamppost. Oh my god, Bridget breathed as are they shooting at us? Are they really shooting at the future queen? Rice pulled out his phone and dialed someone. Hey, you still have that private jet? Bridget's jaw dropped. Excuse me? Yeah, change of plans. We need to disappear for a while. Preferably before my girlfriend gets arrested for grand lunacy and attempted treason. She is going to be the queen, so she's going to be the queen. I did not steal the crown. Of course she didn't. Why would she? She was going to receive the crown. She was going to be coronated with that. Rice glanced at the glittering headpiece still sitting in her lap. Okay, fine. Technically, I did, but it was an accident. Oh, she did. My bad. She didn't. She really liked the crown. A second later, the carriage hit a pit hole and the crown went flying. Time slowed. Rice lunged. Bridget shrieked. The crown soared through the air, glinting under the moonlight like some divine relic. And then, wait a minute.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
This definitely feels something like that came out of Disney. So imagine Cinderella in her carriage with a rat as horse, pumpkin as the carriage, and that's Bridget and Rice right now in a carriage, because that was also a total chaos. Because she had a ticking clock, and then those it's just giving me this. You understand the Disney vibes. Is there anyone understanding me right now? Anyways, okay.
अबे जल्दी बोल कल सुबह पनवेल निकल.
Anyways, let's continue. And then it landed right onto the head of very stunned, very drunk nobleman stumbling out of the nearby pub. Rice and Bridget stared. The nobleman beamed, swaying lightly. I am king now, he roared, raising his beard in triumph. Rice exhaled. Unbelievable. Exactly. I was thinking that Bridget is going to be the queen, so. Then the royal guards appeared, and that's how they ended up chasing the gala, climbing the chandelier, and getting caught by her very unimpressed grandfather. They gave us a proper chapter, and I'm very impressed with this right now, because now we have the present time scenario. Bridget wiped dust off her dress and straightened, regaining whatever dignity she could manage after hanging from a chandelier. Her grandfather pinched the bridge of his nose. Do I even want to know? Rice clapped her hand on her shoulder. Your Majesty, I would love to explain, but we are on a very tight schedule, coronation and all. Bridget cleared her throat. Yes, very busy. Future queen things. Should probably get going.
I am the lost princess, aren't I?
Oh my god. Not so fast, her grandfather said. His gaze flickered to the crown, which was now nestled in Rice's arms. I believe that belongs to the royal vault. Okay. Yeah, it does. That's why she was... Oh, understood. Okay. That was in the crown she was going to be coronated with, right? Rice handed it over without argument, though he muttered, next time we rob a bank, less complicated. It's so fun whenever they mention Rice in a fun way, because I love him. He's a darling. Bridget elbowed him. Her grandfather sighed deeply, muttering something in German before waving them away. Get dressed and please, no more chaos. Bridget and Royce exchanged a look. Yeah, that wasn't happening. And our secret chapter. I would have loved it if it was in the actual book when she was going to be coronated and this whole chaos was going on with the chaos of Rice not being with Bridget, which would have been so much fun. Like if we had this scene somewhere, not exactly this scene, but maybe something more. Maybe all her friends, Alex and Jules, especially Jules, was there to handle the situation. It would have been so much fun to read. Overall, I enjoyed it. I really did. Somehow I loved it because it was so full of spices. Oh my god, it was chaotic. I enjoyed it. You know what? That's going to be it for today. That's going to be the day. I really want to end this day right now at 2:30 a.m. 2:34 a.m. to be precise with this chapter. I'll try to get some sleep if possible because it's been so late. It's already too late, but yeah. Good night. Take care. If you don't mind being a part of such crazy ideas, I think you should subscribe. I would really appreciate that. Bye bye. Good night. Let's call it a day.